Shalom, shalom. We're the real Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out, prophesying the return of the Most High and His Heavenly Son. All praises and honor and glory to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakwadash.
Double honors to the apostles out in New York, a great millstone and GMS. Honors to all Akim around the planet, lifting up the name of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, in truth and sincerity. We have the brother Yakia in the car, the brother Arala from GMS Indiana via GMS Chicago, and then the brother Yaquaya in the car. And first and foremost, I want to say, Happy New Year's. New Year's is actually about to be at sunset. As you see right now, you can still see a light outside. This is actually New Year's Eve right now. New Year's, according to the scriptures, give me Exodus 12 real quick. 12, it's 12. You can come back to wherever you had, because I'm let the Spirit do what it do. But Exodus 12 and then Exodus 13, you can just find in 12 it says, I think Abib is in 13. I think beginning of the months is in 12, or vice versa. I can sometimes get that backwards. But just go to the one that says this is the beginning of months for you, and then in the next chapter, it gives you the name of the month, which is the month of Abib. And one of the reasons, first of all, it's not in the scriptures where New Year's celebration was what they do here. Like,
right.
Oh, New Year's Eve, you're going to have a big celebration, and it's a new year, and we're going to say, ha ha. There's none of that. Our New Year's celebration is the Passover, when the Passover comes in the first month, commemorating the Lord bringing us out of the land of Egypt and passing over us, meaning that He didn't destroy our ass along with Egypt when He destroyed Egypt.
Right.
But salvation. All right?
And also, it's not a party.
Right.
Woohoo! Right. It's a solemn assembly.
It's a scary assembly, knowing that you heard death in the background and you was praying and hoping that death angel didn't come slip under and come get your ass.
So this is Exodus chapter 12, verse 1. It says, And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you.
Okay, so now in verse chapter 13, what do you call it? So slide over to 13 and you'll see it in the month of Abib, somewhere probably a little bit down, verse 10, 11, 12, something like that.
Yeah. So this is
Before.
I'll start at 1. It's Exodus 13 and 1. It says, And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Sanctify unto me all the firstborn, whatsoever openeth the womb among the children of Israel, both of man and of beast, it is mine. And Moses said unto the people, Remember this day, in which ye came out from Egypt, out of the house of bondage, for by strength of hand the Lord brought you out from this place. There shall no leavened bread be eaten. This day came ye out in the month Abib. And it shall be when the Lord shall bring thee into the land of the Canaanites and the Hittites and of the Amorites and the Havites and the Jebusites, which He sware unto thy fathers to give thee, a land flowing with milk and honey, that thou shalt keep this service in this month.
So He let you know Abib is the beginning of months. It's the beginning of the holy cycle of feasts, with the Passover on the 14th day at even. All right. So you know how to keep the Passover and know when the beginning of the year. I did a little lesson looking at the trees, the little buds right next to it, the tree right next to the house, and it got the little buds already coming out. And I'm like, it's cold as hell. Yesterday was like 12, degrees in the beginning of the day. It warmed it to maybe around 30, and by the end of the day, now today is 48 degrees. But you're going to start seeing the difference in the temperature and the changing of the seasons, because in the book of Genesis, when He was talking about the after the flood, He said, "I will your winters, your summers, your so forth are going to come in this due season, and He's not going to change that for a perpetual generation." So you can't deny the truth of who's who, what's what, and the true facts if you really read those scriptures, especially with understanding. All right. So what do you have in Malachi?
Oh, it was funny because I just opened it up. I was like, whatever come up, I'm gonna pick something from there,
right,
through the spirit. And it was something from a lesson I did yesterday. But hey, it's apropos to right now too.
There you go.
Because it says, this is Malachi 3 and 7. It says, even from the days of your fathers, ye are gone away from mine ordinances.
That's right. And New Year's is one of the ordinances that we came.
Exactly.
We stepped in January, the month of Janus, which is, you go look up the word Janus. Matter of fact, I don't know if I can do it while I'm on my phone because I'm already using the app. I'm gonna see if I can. But when you look at the month of look at Janus and see where that vibration come, it's a false god worship. So why would you even think that the Lord would have sanctified? Show me January in the scriptures. You know, it's not gonna be. Oh, so Janus. How did I get that? I said S. Is S okay? It's right above it. That's why I'm like, wait, Janus. Yeah, Janus. That's a false god. Here you go. That's Janus, a god with two faces, man. One pointing, in ancient Roman religion and myth, Janus, pronounced Janus, is the god of beginnings, gates, transitions, time, duality, doorways, passages, and endings. No, that's bullshit. That's a false ass god. Fuck out of here. Go ahead, brother.
Yep. You got something?
I was just saying that's what the whole sacrificing the New Year's baby is. You sacrificing that baby for to have that new beginning, that good new year. Right? Which was the winter solstice, man. Right? Which tell you that all the whole ending of the year and Esau's year, the beginning of it, it's a wicked day.
That's right.
But the Lord, because not only like with the Feast of Unleavened Bread, we also got to not only purge out the leaven in our houses, but that's symbolically purging the leaven out of us.
That's right.
And being before Yahweh Shema Shai, and because a lot of our people are not, they don't have that blood on their doorposts anymore, man.
That's right.
And they gonna be put to death, man.
That's right.
That's it. Yeah, because that was a part in the ordinances that we left, and that's why, we're giving heed into these. First and foremost, we disobeyed the Most High God, and that's why we're under these curses where, part of the curses was that we got plucked off our land, scattered amongst all nations in subjection to them and their ways, their ordinances, all right, their laws, their so-called holidays, all right, and that's why the scriptures talk about in Psalms 82 how the foundations of the earth are out of course, all right? Everything is backward ass, okay?
That's right.
And so it says, back in this Malachi 3 and 7, it says, even from the days of your fathers, ye have gone away from mine ordinances. You ask our people today, about Passover, they think that's for those Edomites over in our land right now,
Some Israelites don't even know what it is.
Right.
That's
Some
right. That's
some of us don't even of our people don't even know what it is at all.
At all. I've asked people, why do? And I was teaching someone who didn't really know the truth, and I'm like, why do? If Christians are so on point, why they don't keep the Passover? Why they keep this? What goes with the bam? And they was like, what's the Passover?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you ain't never heard of the Passover?
Right.
Now I guarantee if I would have said, what's Easter? Oh, no, Easter is when we
Yeah.
got the Easter bunny, the Easter egg, and blah blah blah. They know Easter.
Right. Yep. And that's not our ordinance. All right. But it says, even as from the days of your fathers, ye are gone away from my ordinances and have not kept them. All right. And it says, hey, throughout all your generations, keep this, observe the Passover.
That's
all right.
That's a perpetual holiday. And when I say holiday, that's holy day.
Yep.
Because it ain't gonna change into the kingdom, man. All right, because in Jeremiah 16 chapter, it talks about the new Exodus that's gonna happen, man, which is us coming out of here, man.
Yeah.
All right, but still, until that happen, man, we gotta observe the feast, man.
Well, it says, return unto me,
Right.
and I will return unto you.
Hallelujah.
Right. So if we come back to the understanding, hey, the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai open up your understanding, man. All right, and ultimately what you're trying to receive is mercy. Because right now, if we get a gift, you get a gift, but we ultimately all deserve death. But what you really want is mercy, salvation, man.
That's it. Yep. And having the Lord's blood cover you. He said, blessed are those whose sin is not imputed to them.
That's right.
All right. And in Colossians, the first chapter, it talks about how, the Lord's blood, it covers you and gets you back in good graces with the Father if, all right, if you keep the faith.
That's
and by
right.
keeping the faith is also showing your faith by your works, the way you think, returning to the Lord, observing what needs to be observed, separating yourself from this present evil world and their ways, their customs.
That's right. And you said, blessing whose sin is not imputed to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, beautiful. Hallelujah. I got a part coming up. Yeah, get the water, Lord. But at the same time, then you see the scriptures.
Right. I hate brothers who pull moves like that.
Yeah, and then the popo's supposed to turn around and pull a move on him. They say don't turn. Anyway, but then you claim. But then the scriptures also say that
Go ahead.
that he didn't give no one license to sin. All right. Nah, I ain't even worried about it because he damn.
You ain't worried about it, but
Because he was already in.
He said he was set up. Man.
That's all right. That's right. And that'll be a cursing to him. You know what I'm saying? Come stealing my fucking park. You know what I'm saying? That's all right. That's a curse on your ass. Yeah.
that's the brother. No, just like
no, I know it ain't no brother. You know what I'm saying? And he did that shit. He did that shit wretchedly. So now I'm pissed now. But I don't think they're gonna stay down here anyway. But I'm gonna hopefully get that spot right there.
Come over here.
No, the next guy coming up, son of a fucking. Sorry.
Man, you would have just.
I would have, man, but I ain't on all that. That's all right. That's all right. It's a cursing to them. Y'all don't know the Lord too. You know what I'm saying, and they think that shit funny too. It's all right. That's why we will laugh last and the best and the longest. Yahweh Radazai. All right. Anyway, go ahead, brother.
Khan. So it says, return unto me, and I will return unto you, saith the Lord of hosts. But ye said, wherein shall we return?
Right. So so Jake, like, where we gonna go? We gonna come back to you? All right. Hey, and that's Jake today, man. Even your so-called Christians, all right, the ones in these churches, all right, we tell them all the time to return, all right, to get out of that slave Christianity mindset, man. But they like, man, no, that ain't us. They like the scripture say, my people have forgotten me days without number.
Man, his days, he said his name is blasphemed continually.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Jake is following wicked ass ideologies, wicked ass customs. We'll end on, give me Jeremiah, Yaquari, give me Jeremiah 10 and 2. We'll end on that one. Since, we started off through the wicked vibration of how people celebrate New Year's versus what the real New Year's is. But this also goes into the times, and Rala, give me Daniel real quick. Was it 7? They'll think to change times and laws. And we'll just wrap it up.
Jeremiah 10 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Thou sayest, Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen.
Mosai said, don't learn the ways of the heathen. What's the ways of the heathen? His so-called holidays, all right, his philosophies, his way of thinking, the way he lives, move, and have his being. And Psalms 96 and 5 says, the gods of the nations are idols. So they can serve the Lord. Go ahead.
All right. Learn not the ways of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heaven are the heathen are dismayed at them.
And that goes into that winter solstice. They say, oh, well, this is the lowest point in time where the sun gets from the equator and it heads this way and that, and wow. You know what I'm saying? Now they sit there and worship that. You know what I'm saying? They worship the winter solstice off the sun and all this other moon and bullshit, and all this wicked pagan-ass gods and philosophies, man. All right? And they would think to change times and laws, which is, I know it's Daniel 7. Let's see if I'll go straight to the point.
Still got a little more. Yeah.
Go ahead. I mean, you hit. That was the end of verse 2, right?
Yeah.
We ain't gonna go into Christmas.
All
That's
right,
all good, brother. Otherwise, we'll be here all day. All right. Yeah, here we go. Verse 25. Daniel 7:25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, which is by calling him a different name, calling his, like Revelation said, he's crucified him, and what it says, and I said, in New Egypt, basically spiritual Egypt. He said where the Most High was crucified. He changing his name, his identity, calling him Jesus, calling him Jehovah, saying he had blonde hair, blue eyes, and so forth. All that madness. Is that and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. So I'll just ask some saints in the car, who is not wore out? They say silence. Silence. Lynch ups. I know you're good. Say no, we wore out, man. We wore out mentally, physically, spiritually. And it's without the spirit of Yahweh Yahushai, through like the book of Psalms, saying we're renewed every morning. The Lord gives us that new spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Kakadash. You know what I'm saying? And without that spirit of Yahweh Yahushai, we, without that spirit of Yahweh Yahushai, man, we wouldn't even be able to make it. All right, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand, which we are in the hand of Esau, Edom, and the various nations, until the time and times and the dividing of times. And now we're in that midst of the dividing of times, where one kingdom is being translated into another. So,
because the Lord really mocking you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, the Ammon, I think it's Ammon. They thought they was next up.
No, Moab.
Moab
Yeah.
thought they was next up.
Mm-hmm. And you're not.
And look what the Lord did.
Well, no, he next up for a plague.
Yeah. You got that plague.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, your whole infrastructure is destroyed because
right.
you're not the next runner up, man. We are. And then when our rulership come through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, it's gonna be an everlasting kingdom, man. A world without end.
Kind. So there you go. So with that, we're gonna, hopefully you've been edified to the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Chakadash. All praises and honor and glory to
Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Chakadash.
Double honors to the apostles out in New York, a great millstone at GMS. Honors to all Akim around the planet, lifting up the name of Yahweh Yahushai in truth and sincerity. So we're gonna say Shalom and the Bible Ball.
Bible Ball.